Well, welcome to the TTO Divas monthly meetup. We do this webinar every third Thursday of the month, bringing out different women from within the community, different women to add their insight and train on some very, very powerful topics that are going to help you be successful. They're going to help you reach the next level. We're going to help you break through, because it's all about who you surround yourself with. And I have never in my life been able to work with such an empowered group of women that are so dedicated to each other, so supportive of each other. You know, it's easy for us women to get to get together and then all of a sudden start playing the comparison game, or start getting jealous or getting catty, how sometimes happens. But that's the one thing that I love about this TTO Divas group, is it's all about helping you. It's all about reaching down and getting that brand new person that just got started, getting them off on the right track, and giving you the support that you need to truly be successful. So the first thing that I want to do is I want this to be interactive. I want you ladies to participate in the webinar so that if you have questions, we can get them answered tonight, so that you walk away with a full understanding of how to pick up the phone. So I am going to send you guys out a quick message. Let me just figure it out here. Okay, to the entire audience. Now, boys, this is a group just for women, so unfortunately you won't really be able to be in the group. But you just got a link from me to this TTO Divas group, and I want, as we're going through the webinar, I want you to post your questions in this feed as a comment. So then I can come back to the group after we're done the webinar or throughout the webinar and see your questions and address them right away. So if you're not a member of this group, go join that group, click the link, become part of our community, become part of our, our crew, and plug directly into this incredible training. Let me just check. Close that for a second. All right, so everybody is excited. If you are excited for this webinar, can I get some kind of woot-wooing? Some kind of woot-wooing on this wall? Let's blow this wall up right now and just tell me how excited you are to get this thing rocking and rolling tonight. I'm just accepting all these awesome ladies. Awesome. I'm glad that you are all a part of this community. We're super excited. Yeah, we got some woot-woos. I'm a woot-woot fanatic. It has been an exciting day over here on my end. Just totally blown away by how many people have come together, how many women, how many men, how many, so many people have come to support this crazy journey that I'm on, this crazy transformation that I'm on, and that many of the women on the line right now are a part of. And first of all, I want to thank everybody, because I know a lot of you left comments on my wall and, took the time to vote for me. So I want to thank you, because again, it's the community. It's all of you are the reason why I've been so successful on my challenge, is because I know that you ladies are keeping me accountable. I know that I've got to inspire you in your moments when you feel like giving up. I know that you're all out there looking at my results and you want to see change. You want to see that. So that's helped me be accountable, and all of your support and your love. Oh my gosh, I just love this group. I absolutely do. Now, so right here, we got lots of woo-woos going on, but that's the feed that I want you to post your questions on as we go through the information. So who's ready to get started? Let's get into it. Let's do it up. Oh, see, I forgot all this crazy technology. Usually Toby is my drawer on my bamboo pad. Let me see if I know how to do this. Okay, no, I don't think I do. There's the pen. Okay. I think I can figure it out. I think I can figure it out. Maybe. Anyways, my name's Layla Black. You guys have been, if this is the first time that you've ever met me, you just listened to me ramble for about 3 minutes. And I didn't even tell you my name. But my name is Layla Black. I'm a 2-star ambassador in Visalis. And we are here because of the TTO Divas. This is the monthly meetup, like I said, third Thursday of every month. And tonight's topic is going to be how to become the master of the phone. And you might think, okay, if I'm going to become the master, I'm going to have to do all this complicated stuff and, be super skilled with ninja-like closing skills. And I want to let you know that it's a lot easier than you think. And it's a lot easier than you have made it in your brain to pick up the phone. So we're going to go over some super simple killer strategies, though, that will seriously help you ramp up everything in your business. Because if you're not dialing, if you're not picking up the phone, if you're not connecting with your team, if you're not bringing in new prospects, and you're not verbally communicating with them, you're just, Facebooking or texting, then you're missing that third dimension of prospecting. So first of all, TTO Divas, welcome. Lots of new ladies joining the group. Really glad that you could be part of our Facebook community. We're a collective group of women from all ethnic backgrounds, from state to state, province to province, coming together to support, empower, and develop together. We're a community. We're based on lifting each other up and working as a team. So on behalf of all the TTO Divas and my girl Kendra Phipps, who is, one of the incredible masterminds behind this Divas movement, we welcome you to this webinar. So tonight's topic. So what's really stopping you from making that call? We're going to examine tonight what it is that is really stopping you from making that call and how to literally destroy it tonight. We're also going to teach you how to create your own force field of belief so that nothing can penetrate your conviction. And one thing that a lot of ladies had asked me is, what the heck do you say? They wanted to know how we say, what to say, what the words are. And guys, it's a lot simpler than you think and a lot simpler than you're making it. And then the ultimate secret to creating a team full of people that are ready to pick up the phone. We're going to show you how to create leverage in your life. That is why we got into this industry in the first place, is to create that leverage, to create residual income. And then last but not least, my favorite 4-letter word answer to every question that anyone could possibly ask you. And I know what you're thinking. Every question? Really? Every question I can use these 4 words to answer? You betcha. So let's get right into it. I got some awesome stuff I want to go through, and I want to make sure we can get through it all without keeping you ladies up too late. So the first thing I want to talk about is the it factor. And if you were here on our previous webinar, we talked about the it factor in detail. You guys can see the recording of that confidence training webinar for the full lesson. You can get that on the Facebook TTO Divas group that you just joined, and then go through that information in detail. But basically the concept is, and I know that clown is really, really freaky, but that clown is it. So when you can recognize it, and what is it? It is that make-believe voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, tells you you can't do it, tells you they would never want to take a look at what I'm doing. What will they think of me? That voice in your head is the it factor. Well, what if it doesn't work? Well, what if I fail? Well, what if nobody wants to do it with me? What if I don't lose any weight? What if people hang up on me? That is it. And once, like I said, you can recognize it and you can acknowledge that that's not reality. You never know what someone is going to say until you actually pick up the phone and make the call. What you're focusing on, what it is focusing on, is this hypothetical situation that has been created in your mind that you've given some sort of negative meaning to. That's what it is. So even by simply asking yourself, is this really the situation or is this it talking? You have defeated the monster. And we can put that scary red clown to rest. Now, I know everybody's heard it, know your why, know your why, know your why, know your why. And it sounds like cliche. It's like, okay, I've done it a million times. I know my why. But do you know how to harness your why? Do you know how to fully harness all of that belief, all of those reasons why you are doing this business to act as a force field, just like that girl's holding, a force field against the forces of evil that are out there, such as the naysayers in your life? Do you know how to harness it? Well, first of all, you've got to really know it. If you're just saying, my why is my kids, well, that's awesome. That is one of the most powerful whys that you can possibly have, but you've got to be specific. You've got to be specific so that your why is not just your kids, but it's the feeling that you are going to have when you know that your kids will never have to worry if they want to join hockey this year that there's not enough money. Your kids will never have to worry about their college education. If they want to be a veterinarian, they can be a veterinarian. How does that make you feel? That's when you're going to get into that emotional leverage. So think about your dream day. And this is a really powerful activity that Toby did live in person at one of the regional trainings here in Toronto. And people were honestly standing in the front of the room, breaking down in tears, talking about their dream day. What would it look like when you open your eyes in the morning? And I want all the ladies on the line right now to just visualize with me. I want you to truly feel why you're in this business and what is at the end of this journey when you do achieve your goals. So when you open your eyes in the morning and you rise out of bed and you look to your left, you pull back the soft sheets, who is it that's there beside you? Whose face do you see? And you know that there's no alarm clock that's going to be ringing. There's no snooze button that's going to have to go on. You can lay in that bed as long as you want with that person you love, and there are no time clocks to worry about. And then when you step outside of your bed and you leave your partner asleep there, leave them in the bed, you walk out into your room. What does your room look like? What is it? What do you see around you? I see huge patio doors that open up overlooking the beach and the waves and the salty breeze coming through the curtains as I kind of put on my slippers and I'll go down to the kitchen. And then what do? Well, you're able to drive the kids to school. You drive them yourself. You pack their lunch because you're there every second of the day. You don't have to worry about showing up for a boss. But then you decide, hey, let's not go to school today. Let's go to the amusement park or let's drive to our favorite place and have a picnic with the family. And why can you do that? Because you've created a life where bills are not a worry, finances aren't a worry, time is not a worry, a job is not a worry. And your dream day, you're driving home, you had an awesome day with your family and the dog at the beach or wherever it is that you're envisioning right now for your dream day. And you come home and you realize that this is something that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you would never have dreamed possible, that on a Tuesday afternoon you could decide to spend it with your family. So when you create that emotional leverage, when you truly feel how incredible it will be to achieve your goals, to achieve that dream day, you know it's more than just a why. That is now your force field. Because how can somebody saying no to you, how can somebody saying, oh no, I'm not interested in that, how can that be stronger than that dream day? You're going to let somebody that you probably won't ever talk to again, or you probably haven't talked to for a while, so it's not a big deal. You're going to let someone like that saying no prevent you from ever trying? Come on. We've got to do more than just know our why. We must live and breathe our why. We must wear it strong on our arm as our force field and know that nothing will stop us. Nothing. Not a no, not a hang up, not a rude jerk on the other line. Nothing is going to stop us. And when you have that belief where you don't care if somebody hangs up the phone, you know you've got the best thing smoking. You know that this will change their lives. You know that they need it. So if they're not ready to take a look at it, we're going to discuss later on how you can address that and what to say. So here, let's get into it. Let's get right into what do I say on the phone. I'm drinking my ginger tea and ginger and honey tea because I have been on the phone, on videos, on radio shows, and my voice is losing it. I am losing it, but I'm keeping it together for all you ladies because this stuff will make you money this week. This stuff will make you money. Okay, and this is not one of those hype BS, crazy online marketing systems that if you just pay this will make you money. This is not one of those crazy online things where I'm going to sell you something at the end of this webinar. No, I'm not going to sell you anything. But what I'm giving you here will make you money if you put it into action. Now, before I get into the logistics of what to say, cancel. Before I get into that, I want to jump back to this Facebook group and just double check on all my ladies, see if there's any questions, if anything has come out. Oh, thanks, Raven. Raven posted the link for the confidence. It's also available on let me just type it in here, on the TTO Divas website under pre-recorded trainings or recorded trainings. Let me approve some of you ladies to come in here to this group. Oh, maybe I can't. I have to be friends with them. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the webinar. Sounds like everybody's good. Everybody's into it. Everybody's alert and attentive and no questions are there yet. So what do I say? The less you say, the more you make. And this is just facts. You know, when you try and come into a business and become the expert, people will make up their mind before they ever take a look at any of the information. People will already make up their mind. If you do sit there and do a full presentation for someone, they're going to make up their mind without ever seeing the presentation. And you want them to see the presentation. It's been proven. The presentation works. Use it. It's amazing. So one thing I do, I had a woman ask me, I've been making calls to all my family members and I finally just gab my ear off. They just want to talk about all the things that have been going on in their life, and I have trouble getting a word in. I have trouble getting to the point or making that transition into why I called. So a line that I like to use is, I don't have a ton of time. I don't have a ton of time because I got a call I got to be on. But I had to call you because I just found out about a 90-day challenge. My friend just went from a size 16 to a size 8. You are going to love it. Now, how simple was that? That was like 2 sentences. No, 3 sentences. I think it was 3 sentences. So I don't have a ton of time because I have a call I have to be on, but I had to give you a call because I just found out about a 90-day challenge. My friend just went from a size 16 to a size 8. You're going to love it. Now, who's your friend? I'm your friend. You know me, and I just went from a size 16 to a size 8 after I finished my 90-day challenge. So we're friends, ladies. So you can use my story all day long. So when you say you are going to love it, I want you to remember, and let me see if I can get my little pen to work. I'm not very skilled. No, I'm not very skilled with this pen. Okay, forget the pen. We don't even need the pen. So once you say, you know, my friend just went from a size 16 to a size 8, you are going to love it. I want you to remember that 4-letter word right there. And no, that is not the 4-word phrase for all the questions. That is your favorite 4-letter word, when. What it does when you say when is it creates a scheduled action for them to take a specific action at a specific time. So when do you think you're going to be in front of your computer and can check out a quick YouTube video? When? And sometimes people get into this first part of the script, they get into this first part of talking about the challenge, but then they start blabbering on about, you know, how awesome they feel and, you know, how they want to do this for their kids and, you know, they're trying to get a new BMW and they just keep going on and on and on when all you need to do is say when. You're going to love it. When do you think you're going to be in front of your computer to check a quick YouTube video? It's that simple, ladies. It is that simple. So the 4-word answer, and this is the 4-word answer to every question out there. I love this. I just got started. I just got started. So when somebody asks you, so what is this challenge thing all about then? Like, how did your friend lose all that weight? Well, I just got started. I couldn't possibly do it justice. You've got to see it to believe it. When? And then right back into your when question. When do you think you're going to have a quick minute to jump on the computer and watch a quick YouTube video? Because you really got to see the video to fully understand it. I couldn't possibly do it justice. You just got to see it to believe it. So that's your 4-word answer to every question. I just got started. Because you don't want to be answering any questions. Why don't you want to be answering questions? A lot of people say, and us women are very guilty of this, we want to know all of the facts. We want to know everything about everything before we pick up the phone so that we are armed in case they ask us any possible question they may ask us. Who agrees? Who sometimes finds themselves, getting into that state where you want all of the facts first? Well, I'll tell you, ladies, when you become the expert, that limits your ability to duplicate the system. Because now everyone thinks that they now have to become the expert. They must know all about this trisorb protein, or they must know exactly how the BMW program works, or they must know exactly how to use the holding tank, and they must know exactly what is in the products that makes them work. And, people are like, whoa, I can't do that. Whoa, that's too much information. I am way too busy. I am too busy to be doing that full time like that. So when you can take all of the attention off of you, so it's no longer you explaining anything, it's no longer you answering a single question because you just got started. Now they think, okay, this is something I could do. So you could either say, oh, I just got started. I couldn't possibly do it justice. You just got to see it to believe it. When do you think you're going to have, some time on the computer you could check that out? Or if they are asking you a lot of questions about the product, if they're asking you specifics about the protein, if they're asking you exactly how they get their BMW, you know what? I just got started. Let me introduce you to Layla. She's one of the top leaders in the company with over 7,000 customers in her team. She can answer all of your questions. Hold on a second. Now, you notice I didn't ask them if they had time for a 3-way call with my upline leader. No. I didn't ask them if they would like to speak to Layla because she is a top leader. No. There's no question mark in that sentence, in that phrase. No question mark whatsoever. Let me introduce you to Layla. She's one of the top leaders in the company with over 7,000 customers in her team, and she can answer all of your questions. Hold on a second, and you bring me in. It's really that simple. And when you can make it that simple, that's when you're going to see the system duplicate. Because anyone can introduce someone to an expert. Anyone can say, I just got started in this thing. Let me introduce you to Tracy. Let me introduce you to Jessica. Let me introduce you to Elizabeth. What's up, Livy? Hi, my girl. Congratulations, by the way. You can introduce them to anyone, and it's the expert because they have been told that I'm the expert. They don't know if I'm the expert, but they've been told that I have 7,000 customers on my team, so I'm the expert. They've been told that Tracy went national director and helped so many people get their BMWs, and she's, changing people's lives. Her parents have lost almost 50 pounds together. You have got to meet her. Hold on a second. And it's that simple. Ladies, don't overcomplicate it. I know you came here saying, okay, I was going to learn exactly how to close people, or I was going to learn exactly how to read people's personalities. Why the heck would you want to do that when no one else you're going to talk to is going to be able to do that? Most people are not closers. Most people are not that red type personality. Most people, they don't want to become the expert. And if they think that they have to, they won't want to do it. So you have got to make your system that you're putting them through simple enough for them to feel like, okay, I could do this. Am I making sense here, ladies? Am I making sense? Am I coming across clear? Yes, this is definitely being recorded. Give me a yes. Give me a something. Give me a heck yes, we love this or something. Should I go back? All right. I'll leave you guys right now. Maybe you're taking notes. All right, so let's get into the next one. So this is something I get all the time. How do I reapproach people that I've already barfed on? And when we say barfing, it kind of means when we first got started in our very first company, which was a purple juice company, I was at a training and the guy up on stage was talking about puking purple. He says, you go out there and you just puke purple on everybody. And that's what a lot of new people will do, is they'll just go and they'll, just send verbal diarrhea all about this crazy challenge of BMWs and giant checks and millions of pounds lost and just overwhelm people with too much information. So if you have done that, if you have been guilty of doing that, then this is what you can do. I had to call to apologize. I know I told you about that 90-day challenge I'm doing, and I was just so excited. When I called you before, I realized I didn't do it justice. Since then, I like to put a couple results in there. Since then, I've dropped 8 sizes, and I know you're going to want to at least take a look. When do you think you're going to be in front of your computer? You can check out a quick YouTube video. Really easy. You can even throw a line I like to throw in there is, hey, I had to call to apologize. I know I told you about that 90-day challenge, and I mean, I'm not trying to sell it to you. I don't even know if it's for you, but I was so excited when I called you before. I realized I just didn't do it justice. Since then, I've lost 8 dress sizes, and I know you're going to want to at least take a look. When do you think you can get in front of your computer to watch a quick YouTube video? Really simple. Another way to reapproach people, and I've been doing this with quite a few people on the phone. We've been doing some 3-way calls together, and this is where you introduce your expert. So you say, hey, I know I told you about that 90-day challenge thing I'm doing, and I had the chance to grab Layla. She's one of the top leaders in the company. She's super busy, but I wanted you to meet her so that you could get your questions answered. Sarah, meet Layla. Layla, meet Sarah. And then let me take over, or let your sponsor take over. So that way, this is for people that, maybe they said they were going to watch the video, but they never really got back to you, or you never really got to follow up with them, or it kind of fell through, or they kind of sat on the fence. This is when you're going to want to bring in, your sponsor so that you can have that second perspective. They can offer that third-party validation to that person, so they know, okay, it's not just Alicia that's doing this. I know Alicia way back from when we played basketball. There's actually a lot of people that are doing this, and she'll get that perspective from someone in the support team. So this is really important, a really important topic. And it's something for you to focus on. Say you make 20 calls a day. Now imagine if every person in your team did exactly what you did today. So if you made 20 calls, let's say, for example, you have 3 promoters in your team. You're a director. You have 3 promoters in your team. So you go out and you make 20 calls. And I would love to use my pen to make this work, but I don't, the pen is giving me trouble. So you go out and you make 20 calls, and you have 3 promoters on your team, and they do what you do. They make 20 calls. So that's 80 calls that have been made that day. 80 calls. That's powerful, guys. Say you did 80 calls, and maybe you only did 80 calls 5 days a week. So that's 400, and I'm writing this on a piece of paper beside me, and that's 400 calls that were made on behalf of you by your team and yourself. But do you think that your team is going to go out there and make 20 calls a day if you're not doing it? Do you think your team is going to go out there and bring new people in if you're not doing it? I don't think so. So how do you get your team to pick up the phone? How do you get them to break through that barrier and just do it? Here you can see, you've got to do it together. You must do the calls together. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The first 5 calls of your new team member's career in this business are the most important 5 calls that they will ever make. And why is that? Because those 5 calls, if they have, say the second call they make is their uncle. And their uncle tells them, oh, you know, I tried a shake thing 10 years ago, and, you know, it didn't work. It just made me feel sick, and, you know, I didn't get any results. It was a ripoff. Don't do that. So they get that person on the phone, and they start thinking, oh my gosh, Uncle Pete thinks that I'm getting ripped off. I can't do any more calls. And they won't pick up the phone ever again. But if you're on the line, if you're listening to Uncle Pete and you're there when they hang up that phone and you say, hey man, Uncle Pete has to get up with the times. 10 years ago, things were a lot different. You definitely need to keep moving forward. Uncle Pete will come in his own time, especially when he sees how you got your sexy back this summer. So if you're there to give them that pump up, if you're there to give them that reassurance, then they're gonna keep dialing with you. They're gonna keep dialing. If you're not there, they will hang up the phone and never pick it up again. So now you see why those first 5 calls are critical on whether that person is going to be successful in the business or not. Because if they get negative responses on those first 5 calls and there is no one there to reassure them that everybody gets negative responses sometimes on the phone, then they're going to think that they just can't do it and they're going to quit. So those first 5 phone calls, we've got to coach new people. We've got to teach them these simple scripts. We've got to teach them how to get really good at pointing to the information, pointing to a video, pointing to an expert. And when they feel comfortable with that and they're on the phone with you and they're doing it, then after you make those 5 calls together, there's no stopping them. They realize, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. All I need Layla for is the follow-ups. Awesome. I'm going to go out there and pre-party my face off. And that is how you create it in your business. That's how you create an army of people that aren't afraid to use the phone. Because they know, I don't have to learn all of the ingredients. I don't have to know exactly what mitochondrial vitamins, DNA, anti-aging does. No, I don't need to know any of that. I don't need to know how to even, what it takes to be an ambassador. I don't need to know how the comp plan works. All I need to know is I just got started. And point at the information. I just got started. Point at the information. I just got started. Point at the expert. And when your team knows it's that simple, then the phone is nothing scary. It is simply getting a result. I heard a really awesome analogy when I first got started in the industry, and she was a mom up on stage at an event. And it was one of my first events I'd ever been to. I fell in love right away with how I saw average people on the stage making crazy amounts of money. And I thought, if they can do it, there's no reason that I can't do it. I am one smart cookie. I can do this. So when I heard her talking up there, she says, I didn't even know the comp plan. I just knew that we were making great money, and we invited people to our house and shared the product. So she didn't even know the comp plan, but she shared a story about how she would think about her calls. And I think I've shared this analogy with you guys before, but it's the jelly bean process. So you're sorting jelly beans. You're looking for a green jelly bean. So if it's a red, it's a red. It's just a red jelly bean. It just means it's not a green. You're only looking for the red or for the green. Throw the red away, move on to the next one. Oh, it's a yellow. Throw the yellow away. It's not a green. We're looking for the green jelly bean. means. So when you can think of it as a sorting process rather than a rejection process or whatever else type of meaning that you're giving to this call, then it's a lot easier. And that's one thing that we do all the time is we give meanings that aren't real. That's that it factor coming back, that evil redhead clown that's coming back into us and saying, hey, what does this phone call mean? Well, if they say no, it means that they think I'm stupid, or they might think that I'm not making enough money, so I got to do one of these things. Or they might think, I'm calling them fat, or whatever it is that we create in our minds. But it's that meaning to that call. Honestly, that call has no meaning to you. You are simply sharing something that you love. If you loved the Avengers, you would have no problem putting that in your status and telling your friend, hey, I saw Avengers last weekend. It was awesome, amazing. You got to check it out. You'd have no trouble saying that. So why do we have trouble? Because we have a stigma. We think, oh my gosh, we're talking about a business. No, we're not really. We're talking to them about a challenge. We're talking to them about, a commitment that we made to our health. And we think that they would love it. That's easy stuff, guys. Easy stuff. So do not associate any types of emotion or negativity to that phone call, because when you think about it, the alternative is far more painful. If you were to see your chiropractor, you go into your chiropractor's office and you see this big, huge ViSalus display right up there on the counter. And you say, oh my gosh, you're in this? He says, yeah, actually, I just got my BMW. Why didn't I pick up the phone? Why didn't I make that uncomfortable call that someone else was willing to make? Because with a person joining every 7 seconds, your network is seeing the challenge somehow. So you need to light a fire under your butt and pick up the phone, because if you don't call your chiropractor, one of his other clients is going to call him. But because you know now the exact process to put him through, you're not going to try and sell your chiropractor on the phone. You're not going to try and go in there and do a big presentation for him. No, you're going to show him the video. Let Ashley and Nick do all the talking. I mean, it works. It totally works. So live with that leverage, or live with that fear of loss. The fact that if you don't call them, someone else is going to. So it might as well be you. The worst thing they're going to say is no. And that's where we get into your daily number of no's. You have got to have a target. I say at least 10 a day. I guarantee you will get to a yes before you can ever get 10 no's. You will get a yes before you ever hit 10. And don't put so much negative association to the word no. If it's no, it's just not right now. So what do I say if somebody is not interested? I follow up with them after they watch the overview. I give them a call. I say, what did you like best about that? They say, it's really not something I'm interested. You say, oh, it's not for you? No problem. But this thing is going viral so quickly, you're going to see it everywhere. If you ever do think about joining the challenge, promise me you'll call me first. Sound fair? And then get them to say yes. Yeah, that sounds fair. Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm rocking this out. I'll give you a call back in a month and let you know my results. I'll give you an update. I'll give you a call back in a couple of weeks and give you an update on my challenge results. And that's it. So they're going to be thinking about the challenge. You took it away from them. You said, oh, it's not for you. No problem. But, this thing's going viral so quickly, you're going to see it everywhere. And by telling them that they're going to see it everywhere, they're going to start seeing it everywhere. I've started to see stickers on cars. I've started to see business cards at restaurants, at beauty salons. I've started to see it everywhere. And if you put that in their brain, you implant that, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. So if you ever do think about joining the challenge, promise me you'll call me first. Sound fair? Yeah, that sounds fair. Awesome. Very simple. And you'll have I have a lot of people now that come back to me saying, oh, I ran into the challenge. A girl at the salon was doing it. I know that I know that you guys are rocking it. I know you're doing awesome. So, I wanted to call you back because I promised you that I would call you first. So that's, it's not a no. It's just, if you're a no, then I'm getting your commitment that when you are a yes, because you will be a yes someday, when you are a yes, you will come to me. And guys, people will come to you. People don't want to give me their phone number. Who gets this? You ask somebody for their phone number and they get all awkward and weird. So what the magic line I like to use, and I use this on my Vi model. Speaking of, we can't let you guys leave without making sure that you vote for me as the Vi model. Oh gosh, Toby's on my Facebook. Okay, let me see if I can find. I'm gonna find the link. But the thing that I like is the fact that people, they sometimes are resistant to give you their phone number. But they won't be resistant. They're so much more inclined to give you their phone number if they think you're sending them a text message. If they think that you're going to text them, they'll give you their cell phone number. And I don't know why. It's just we're a text message society now, and we don't like to actually talk on the phone, which must change, and which we are changing. So I'm sending you guys out this link so that you can go and vote for me to be the next Vi model. There is some pretty crazy competition, some serious professional fitness models that I'm competing against. So every little vote will help in that journey. So okay, let's get back to the PowerPoint. Because we're almost finished here. Okay, so people don't want to give me their number. So what I say to them after, usually I'll start a conversation somehow, I'll say, hey, awesome shoes. Where did you get those shoes? Or, I'll give them a compliment on their hair and, what salon do you go to? Awesome. What do you do? Oh, I'm a dentist, or oh, I'm a teacher. Oh, I work at a daycare. Oh man, that's great. That's awesome. And typically, if you ask people about what they do, they will ask you what you do. And so I just let them know. I promote a 90-day challenge. I get to travel all around, help people lose a ton of weight and feel sexy, and I get paid to do it. It's awesome. Have you heard of the 90-day challenge? No, I haven't heard of the 90-day challenge. Well, why don't you give me your number? And I'll send you a text message with a video you can check out tonight when you get home. Yeah, sure, here's my number. Send me a text. Perfect. And then you don't text. You call them. You say, hey, I'm about to send you that video, but I had to call you because I just got started with this challenge. And, I'm so excited about it. When do you think you're going to be on the computer to watch that? So we want to lock them down to a time. And that's the problem. If you just text them over the video without locking them down to a time when they're going to be able to watch it, then you're not going to get them to take action. So even if you can make yourself feel, like or make them feel like you are extremely busy, say, hey, I'm about to send you that video, but I wanted to give you a call. I have a ton of appointments tonight and tomorrow, so I wanted to know when you think you're going to be able to jump on the computer to watch that, so that I can answer your questions personally. And just locking them down to a specific time, locking them down to when they are going to do it. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on was leading the prospect. So leading the prospect is something that I do pretty frequently, and I have a lot of great results with it, is I actually put the words in their mouth. So I'll say, when do you think you can watch that video? Tonight after dinner? Or when do you think you can watch that video? Tonight when you put the kids down? Or when do you think you can watch that video? Do you have some time to hop on the computer now? All of those options will get them to say what you've just said. Yeah, tonight after dinner. Or yeah, tonight when the kids go down. Yeah, I have some time right now. It's crazy. When you lead the prospect, they will say what you say. When do you think you can watch that video? Tonight after dinner? Yeah, tonight after dinner. Try it, guys. Try it. It seriously works. Tonight after dinner? Yeah, tonight after dinner. Perfect. I'll give you a call at around 7:30. Actually, no. Erase that. I will give you a call at 7:30, not around 7:30. I will give you a call at 7:30. And another line, I'm giving you guys all my lines. Another line I like to use to really hold people accountable to that appointment. And because my schedule is so crazy, if I have an appointment with you, then, I expect you to be there. So I say, I can appreciate life gets in the way, but if for whatever reason you can't make that call, just send me a text message or give me a call, let me know, so that I can schedule someone else in that time slot. So I know life gets in the way, but if, for whatever reason you can't make that scheduled time at 7:30, just send me a text message or give me a call and let me know so I can schedule someone else in that time slot. So yeah, that's what I wanted to finish with, guys. This is simple stuff, but when implemented, it honestly, seriously works because you've kept it so simple, because you're making it duplicatable, because you are not becoming the expert, you are not teaching your new promoters to become the expert, you're teaching them to become really awesome at pointing to information. So let's go back before we call it an evening. Let's go back to the Facebook group. If you ladies have any questions, now is the time to jump into the Facebook group and write them out. Question. Aw, you ladies are awesome. Jessica, I made that mistake. Do you want to talk to my upline? No. Of course they don't. Question, Layla. I have tons of contacts, but a lot of my personal contacts I haven't talked to in years. And the other half is business cards I took from people a while ago. How do I approach people that I haven't talked to in a long time? How do you approach people you haven't talked to in a long time? The exact same way. Really, it is the exact same way. So it'd be like, hey, Raven, this is Layla. How are you doing? And I never say my last name. That's another thing. Sometimes I hear people say their last name, and it sounds forced or awkward. So I would just say, hey, Raven, it's Layla. How are you doing? And if they don't remember me, they're like, Layla, who? Oh, Layla Black. We met at that meetup group like last year, and then get them to remember, and then basically just talking. Oh, how are you doing these days? What are you up to these days? You have a couple minutes to talk. Yeah, I've got a couple minutes. What's up? Well, I don't have a lot of time. I got to jump on another call here. I got a ton of calls I got to make, but I had to reach out to you because I just found out about this crazy 90-day challenge. Super excited about it, and a friend of mine just went from a size 16 to a size 8. So I know you're gonna love it, and you're gonna want to take a look at this. When do you think you're gonna have a couple minutes on the computer to check out a quick YouTube video? So that's pretty much the exact same process, Hey, Raven, you got a couple, hey, Raven, it's Layla. How are you? Awesome, Layla. How are you doing? Or if they don't remember, they're like, Layla Black. We met at that meetup group. I had to give you a call. I only have a couple minutes, but I just found out about this crazy 90-day challenge thing. I'm super excited about it. And a friend of mine just actually went from a size 16 to a size 8. I know you're going to love this. When do you think you can have a couple minutes to check out a quick YouTube video? And it's the exact same process. We don't complicate it. We don't change anything. It's the same simplistic conversation. Jessica Long, question. How do you approach past or current customers that haven't ordered in months? What I would do is I would really reach out to them. If you've never talked to them, if you haven't talked to them for a while, I would give them a call. I say, hey, I wanted to touch back with you. I've got a lot of people that I'm working with that are having amazing results. And, I wanted to reach out. Maybe, life got in the way. Sometimes life gets in the way. I can appreciate that totally. But how are things going as far as your fitness goals? How are things going as far as those goals that we talked about a couple months ago where you wanted to lose 30 pounds? Have you made much progress? And then just get them talking back about why they started the challenge in the first place. That's why it's really important to talk to your customers when they do first come in so that you know what their goal is. You know what they want to achieve. You know why they're doing this, whether it's for their daughter's wedding or their own wedding, or they're just sick and tired of being an extra large or a double extra large or whatever it is that they're at. You know that. And then you can revisit that, when somebody does go inactive or, something happened. But if they come up as like a problem order and that they've missed an auto ship, I usually just give them a call and say, hey, I don't know, maybe there was a glitch in the system, but it looks like you don't have your product, and we would definitely want to, keep your challenge going. So when what we're going to need is probably a different credit card or something like that might have been up with the system. Something might have been up with the system. So let's get that checked out so that you can get paid, or so that you can stick to your challenge and you don't run out of product. Things like that, and retouching back. But again, it's all about creating the emotional leverage. And if you are, how can I say, you have the ammunition. You use their why. You use their reason that they got started in the first place as their ammunition to come back around to get them started again. I can't do three-way calls on my cell phone. Can we give prospects your phone number? I have 2 friends now that want to join on the Shape Kit. Yes, you can give them my phone number. Ideally, what you don't want to just give them my phone number and say, just say, call this girl, she has all the info. You still want to do the same process of edification, edifying who they're going to be calling, that they're going to be calling me. I'm really busy, so if they don't catch me, make sure to leave a message and she'll get back to you. But yeah, you want to make sure that they've also watched the overview, because that's really important. We don't want just random prospects calling all the time and I have to do, the full presentation. We want to put them through that initial process first of, hey, when you got a quick second to watch a quick YouTube video, and then for the follow-up, then you can kind of finagle your way around. Thank you for voting me a 10. I appreciate that, Michelle. That means the world. I'm so appreciative of all you ladies for voting for me. It's honestly like a dream. I can't even believe it. I looked at the challenge magazine on our coffee table and I thought, man, can you imagine if that's my face on the front of that magazine on, thousands and thousands of people's coffee tables? That's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I am on top of the world, and I hope I win, but even if I don't, because I'm going against some pretty smoking hot bods, but even if I don't, the fact that, I've went from a size 16 to a size 8 is a big enough win for me. So yeah, this is recorded. Definitely we'll get this out ASAP, but thank you so much. I'm really appreciative of you guys spending this time here with me tonight, and really excited about the other ladies that we're going to be bringing out. We've got our TTO Divas morning call, which will be posted in this group tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we're going to have a special interview with a woman that will inspire you. So make sure that you stay plugged into this Facebook group for all the updates on the calls and everything that all these awesome ladies have going on.
Make sure they vote for you.
Toby says to make sure they vote for me. I already did that, Toby. So awesome. Thanks so much for spending the night with me. I love each and every one of you. And it would mean the world. Why don't you blow up the group, blow up my wall. Let me know that you got some value out of tonight, because that's why I'm here. That's why I do it. That's why TTO Divas exist, is to give you the knowledge, to give you the training that you need to really be successful. So thank you so much. And we will see all of you ladies on the call tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Bye, everybody.